Welcome everybody to this live talk show today on the topic of AI regulations. Artificial intelligence is being regulated more and more across the world. How are we going to make sure that AI is going to comply with those regulations? Well, today you're going to meet guest experts who are going to talk about a tool they are building right now in order to make sure that AI is going to comply with the upcoming regulations. So stay tuned, we're starting.
Fatalities were lost. Came from
Here we are now live with my guests. We have Sabine, Oludare, Jessica, Julie, and Omololu. Thanks for being here. Maybe let's introduce each of you to get things started. Who wants to start? Come on, Julie, go ahead. I see you have a big smile.
Well, listen, I'm an ombudsman, a mediator. I live in Canada, Quebec. I am in Montreal, city of Montreal, and we have a great team working together on an AI project that we would love to speak to you about. Voilà. Tu le veux en français aussi?
No, it's perfect. Thanks, Julie. Since we are in the Francophone, let's hear from Sabine. Sabine is in France, Paris, I think.
Yes, je suis avocate et médiateur et prof à Sciences Po Paris. Et voilà, j'ai appris le legal design en août et on est dans un super projet avec une équipe internationale. Voilà.
This is amazing. Thank you, Sabine, for being here. Jessica, let's hear from you, all the way from Colombia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Villareal Escobar. I am an attorney from Colombia, and I work at Combo, a strategic design firm also from Colombia, and very excited to be part of this amazing group where we're working together with a legal design project.
Thanks for being here, Jessica. Let's hear from Oludare. Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oludare Aborowa. I'm a mediator attorney. I'm from Nigeria, and I work in school in Netherlands right now. I'm glad to be part of this team. I'm working on a very exciting project, and we're here to share a bit of that with you.
Thanks so much for being here. And last but not least, Omololu, who I think was one of the main instigators of this beautiful team, right?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so my name's Omololu Bajulaiye. I'm joining here from Tilburg in the Netherlands. I'm a legal tech and innovation consultant. And as Tessa mentioned, I was kind of part of the brains behind putting the team together, the squad together. But excited to meet everyone that's joining in today and to talk about what we're building.
This is so great. So as we start this conversation, I would like to shout out to all of the live attendees. Please, please, please let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. And also make sure to share this with your friends and with your colleagues. You just need to share right here, right now, so we can bring your colleagues to get to discover this amazing project that is an AI tool to comply with AI. Isn't it amazing? I hope this tool is going to be AI compliant too. So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's talk about this project. But before, how did you guys got to be together in this incredible journey? That is, maybe you want to mention also what's this journey about? What's this Boost Legal Innovation Challenge? Omololu, I think you will be the first person to start with this.
Sure. So back in, I believe now it's August now. In August, I took part in the Legal Creatives Legal Design Practitioner course, where I got to meet some amazing legal designers from all over the world. And in the back of my mind while going throughout the course, I kept thinking to myself, well, there was this Boost Legal Innovation Challenge. And I was thinking, do I enter and go at this by myself, or do I pose an open call to my cohort to see if anyone would be interested in using legal design thinking to help boost legal innovation? I dropped during one of the breakouts, I made an announcement to see if anyone would be interested in joining, and the feedback was great. I was joined and I received hands ups from my 4 teammates that are here, and we decided to within 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks. It was a tight deadline. Build a prototype to help with AI compliance.
This is fantastic. And so you decided to take this contest, the Boost Legal Innovation Challenge. You had 2 weeks. You decided to dive all in all together. You didn't know each other before. And then what got you to actually make this decision to take this challenge? I don't know who, maybe Jessica, would you like to share what led you to start? Continue on this journey with Omololu and the rest of the team.
Yes, as Omololu mentioned, we met at the Legal Creative certification, and on the certification, we had the opportunity to talk to each other, to share. So even though we hadn't worked together before, like we had already had the opportunity to explore legal design together. And when Omololu called us for this challenge, we were eager to start applying right away all the tools and all the techniques and all the knowledge we acquired at the Legal Creative certification. So for me, this was one of the main things that get me going to this project. I was like, yes, I learned a lot with Tessa and Legal Creatives. I'm ready to jumpstart and work on my own legal design project. And I already have this amazing team that Omololu built of amazing international attorneys. So that was a great thing to do.
And thank you for mentioning this. Was there another reason for you to take this challenge? I don't know, Julie, I'm super curious to know.
Well, I work in the ombudsman mediation world, and I'm always looking and bettering the services I give to my clients. And also, we saw it with the pandemic, we're in the platform, video conferences, technology. And I think one of the last fields that's not been developed is the law field. So I was very interested in entering a program where I would be certified and be able to, to use legal design to make a law more accessible, more for people, more cost effective. So for me, it was definitely something I was interested in. And when I met my cohort and these lawyers working together, I'm like, wow, there's this synergy of people who are I'm not alone thinking about where are we going, where are we heading, how can we give better service and value. And the contest that was just crazy. I wrote to Omololu and I said, yeah, okay, I'll do that among everything else we do in our life. And I think it was the synergy. There was a synergy, a real will to go and to do things differently and to start applying, like Jessica said, our skills, because we have ideas and we feel we want to create, even if we're lawyers and background field. So that's my share, my thoughts on that.
This is great. This is great. Thanks so much for sharing. So inspiring. And so what is this tool? I don't know if you want to go too much in the details, but at least for everybody to know what we're talking about. You took the certification in the end of August. Then you enrolled in the Boost Legal Innovation Challenge. You submit a proposal, MVP. What is this about? Tell us a little bit more about this tool before we dig into the details.
I can talk a bit. I also would like to share and hear from the rest of my team. But so the challenge was posed by Baker McKenzie and Ikipa. And one of the themes was artificial intelligence for corporate AI integrity. And so this was kind of the uniting factor that brought us all together, our interest and desire for artificial intelligence, what that means, and how that can be used to help improve the work that we as lawyers do in providing legal services. So in short, the tool that we're building is we use no-code automation to help comply with upcoming regulation on artificial intelligence based on the European Union's AI draft proposal. They're one of the first movers globally to come up with a draft on AI. And so we have broken down, studied the draft proposal, and come up with a tool to help startups, but also other organizations and companies be compliant with AI.
This is so fantastic. So you've been prototyping a tool, you've been starting to make some research. How was it for you to do all of that in just 2 weeks? And I mean, it's not just 2 weeks, because now you were selected in the second and I believe last phase of this challenge. What were some of the challenges you got to encounter on this journey? Maybe Oludare, would you like to share a little bit about this crazy journey of building everything together and continuing now with the team?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to take that question again.
What were some of the challenges you got to encounter on this journey building this tool?
Oh, so the first one was getting to use the tool called Miro. It was really I'd never used it before, so I was kind of very, very confused. And then luckily Jessica knows how to use it very well, so I kind of watch what Jessica does on Omololu, and then I'm like, okay, so then the more you use it, the better you get. But the good thing was, when we had the legal design training with you, there was so much tools as well, and Miro was kind of like one of the tools we use as well. So I'm like, this is a very important tool that I need to use. I got to use this tool, so now I just go on Miro and I use it all the time. The second issue we had was, or I had, was the timing. We had people in different time zones, and then we all had different schedules and different things we're doing. So to kind of get together to meet was really, really difficult. And then it was a very short timeline to get everything together, and then submit, and then hopefully we'll get in. Then we now got in. We're like, oh, this is going to be for real. How do I leverage all the things I learned from the legal designs and bring it all to here? But like I would say, I have an amazing team, and it's been a very beautiful journey so far.
Thanks so much for sharing, Oludare. So using Miro as a design tool to get to collaborate, get to sketch ideas, prototype, and the timing for sure. Sabine, would you like to add something to this list of challenges you had to go through building
Yes,
this prototype?
yes. I think that it's the methodology is future of law. I think I compared mediation and design thinking, and I think it's a same way to understand the needs of the clients, and I think it's very important to understand that it's I think it's very, very interesting to understand that all the team in international team thinks the same and builds in the same way. Yeah.
This is so amazing. Thank you, Sabine, for sharing. So, being an international team, different time zones, nevertheless, you got to make something pretty impressive. You got to pass the first round. And now, what is next? What are you up to with this tool? What are you going to do with this? How can we help you? Maybe Jessica, you want to share a little bit about your next steps and whatever you want to share about this tool and what you're up to?
Yes, so as you mentioned, during the first stage, we tried to make it like very agile to come up with a draft of an MVP who got picked. And then after that, the real work came. So we've been doing a lot of more like legal research, of course, because we need to make sure that this is also like legally compliant. And at the end of the day, what we want is to bring law closer to the end user, to make sure that the end user is actually understanding the law and is like taking actionable steps in order to comply. So legal research, of course, it's been a great part of this, but we've been also like prototyping and user testing this tool that we have, because at the end of the day, like the end user again is the one that it's really important. We want to make sure that what we have on mind and that we are building is actually what the people need and that they are understanding this tool. So the user testing phase was really has been really I don't know if challenging, but definitely entertaining, at least for me. We got a shout out to all AI startups and people working in the field of AI. And we had also like attorneys coming to this user testing because we wanted to validate from both point of views, from attorneys and from AI startups. And we also, because we're such an international team, like we had the opportunity to interview people from Colombia, of course, but also in the EU and people from Canada and US. So this has been a really great experience because it has allowed us, it is allowing us also to get to know some other people from other fields and other international, like other countries. So this has taken a lot of time for us to make sure that our end user is actually the one we're aiming. And now we're like fine-tuning our tool, and we're also starting to incorporate some other tools for the prototyping and designing phase. So we're also taking, of course, Miro is our base tool for design, but we're also now incorporating Canva, we're incorporating Figma, for example. So we're trying to come up with very different ideas to be able to really come up with a really great tool.
Thanks so much, Jessica. So this is really exciting. What a journey! I'm sure you've been learning so much. Julie, you would like to add something to this?
Yeah, I think it's important because when we do the legal creative program to get certified, we sort of learned a methodology. But what I'm realizing when we're putting into real practice, it's sorry about that. It's a real ongoing process, meaning, you know, you can emphasize, discover what the problem is, what you want to do, then you start defining it, then you start interviewing with the users, then you do your ideate, but then you do the prototype, and the prototype doesn't really meet the needs of your clients. You have to go back. So it's a circular approach. It's a back and forth. And I think this contest that we've gone into, I think this is what it's helped us to, is to see how much effort, time you have to put in to get to the objective, the end objective, which is to have an effective, efficient, and really satisfactory AI tool that can give the services we want to. And it's exciting. Anyways, I find we have a really awesome team, but it's really exciting with the possibilities that it can open for the future.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing, Julie. And so what is this tool you're building? Can you give a little bit more details? So who is this tool going to help? How it's going to help them? And what forms, what shape is it going to take? Omololu, maybe you want to go for this one?
Sure. All right. So if I step back, we saw back in, let's say it was 2018, when everyone was scrambling to be compliant with GDPR. Now we're reaching a point in time where regulators are working on developing regulation for artificial intelligence, as we're seeing the shift in, the concern over how data is being collected and privacy. But now it's really about how these algorithms are being used and what they're doing with that data. So compliance and preparing for AI regulation, because it's coming. Governments are working on it. And now we need to think, how can we be compliant? So what we're doing is based on research, our main research and source being the draft AI regulation, thinking about what questions we need to ask our end user and able to provide a risk assessment of the artificial intelligence systems that they're using within their organization. This can be something as simple as chatbots to something as extreme as biometric data, such as facial recognition. And so in thinking again too, and testing again too, we're thinking about the end user and how we can come up with something that is smart, interactive, and useful as well to provide value for the end user when the regulator comes knocking at your door to say, hey, we would like to have some oversight to make sure that there's no bias and in the AI system that you are using. So with this kind of thinking, we are developing a tool that helps walk the end user in checking off the boxes when it comes to building or deploying an artificial intelligence system that is ethical, but at the same time also compliant with the law.
This is great. So in this case, who is your ideal user or customer? Who is your persona? Do you have, so we can pitch it, whoever is watching live or is going to watch the replay, who wants to talk a little bit about the user? Because I think this could be really interesting for AI companies to know that there's a tool that exists that would help them comply better and prepare for that too. Julie?
Well, we have the startup companies, of course, who are developing or designing or implementing AI processes or applications. They're the first phase of those we're looking at. But eventually, this kind of tool could be open to also lawyers who are in practice, who are giving services to their clients. It can go to the governments. There's a lot of possibilities with this tool. What we want to make sure is that in terms of the gap assessment that we do for the company. So your startup company, like Omololu said, maybe in biometrics, and you want to do a gap assessment to know what is my GDPR risk and where do I stand in terms of my AI assessment. So it's a report that they would get at the end. And so the user basically is, like I said, it could be companies that are in the startup phase, implementation of a design project, or in the middle of it, or have already deployed it but are ready to put it on the market. So there's a lot of possibilities out there for the end users.
This is so great.
That's why we're excited about this project.
Is it actually the first project of its kind? How is it different from what exists on the market in terms of tool? What are the differentiators? Basically, why would people care about this tool? What makes it so different and unique and useful? Right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about making it useful. Jessica?
Yes, this is a really good question. And the most important thing that we need to keep in mind is, first of all, yes, we have the GDPR and we're implementing the gap assessment into our tool. But second of all is that we have an AI draft that is focused, like a GDPR draft that is focused specifically on AI. So this is what we're tackling to make sure that either if you're a company, a startup, or entrepreneur working right now in your innovation project that is based on AI, you have to make sure that once your product or your service is put in the market, that this product is actually compliant. And with this AI draft, we have an obligation to make sure that this product is compliant even before it's put in the market. So what we're doing here is collaborating with these companies that are already working on their innovation project to make sure that they are compliant and to make sure that like these products or services are not going to have any legal entry barriers when it comes to AI compliance. And another thing that we're also working on this is to make sure that you're building a good relationship with your end users. Many people right now are having like questions about AI and what AI is capable of doing, especially when it comes to data, like what AI is going to be doing with that data, how it's going to be used. So by using this tool, you're making sure that you're actually building a transparent and like good and positive relationship with your users by giving your users the power to know what you're doing with your data and how this data is being used. And also one of the things we're incorporating into our solution, as Omololu mentioned, is that this is a automated solution, low code solution, and this will make sure that the process of getting these gap assessments and compliance is going to be faster. But at the same time, you get at the end a final report that is actually going to break it down to you and give you real actionable steps. Like you're not going to get a report that is full on law or regulations that apply to you. You are actually going to get actionable steps to make sure that you're fully compliant.
This is so amazing. What an incredible team and journey doing all of this together from all parts of the world. So this means that what is your next step? Now you have done an incredible amount of work in a really short time. Now you're going to pitch this again, I believe, soon in December or sooner. So what's your next step and how can we help you achieve your ambitions and objectives with this project?
So I guess the next step, and also let's say a current step in this sprint that we're in right now, is again, we've been focused on mentioning the end user. Now we really want to reach out to and speak to AI companies, AI startups, and SMEs, because if you are a larger organization or have been in the space, for instance, maybe you've developed a smart doorbell system, like Nest, for instance, you probably have a strong legal team that is able to help with some of the legal research and making sure that you're compliant. But if you're a young organization, you may not have access to the finances required to get such guidance in the development of your tool. And so right now, we would like to reach out to more artificial intelligence startups, those working in that use facial recognition technology, natural language processing, for instance, maybe those in gaming, or developing tools that could be used for national security. Basically, the scope is quite wide, but reaching out to these kind of startup companies, or who may be using and see an opportunity for baking in or integrating artificial intelligence systems within their organization. And that is the current group we're looking to test the tool with, to see if it's something that can skip through or break down some of the legalese that you would find if you went to go speak to a big four or big law firm, and using user-friendly language as well too, next to the interface and the process of going through our interactive compliance AI tool. It has a fun name as well too, which is a bit of a play of words. But we're going to leave that. We're going to add some suspense and keep our users waiting till December when we share a bit more what the tool is called.
Nice. So on December, you're gonna pitch this again in this competition. I mean, the stakes are pretty high now. it's quite amazing. And you're all working full time and doing all of this. It's so great. I love it. Yes,
Tessa, I
Julie.
think the idea for us is to keep having some fun. We wanted to bring creativity, innovation in a legal field where people feel it's pretty dry and boring, but we're trying to present a tool that's going to make it interesting for our clients, to accessible, to complete, and to, I'm not going to give too much information because Omololu is right, and Jessica too. We're going to give our pitch soon, but in terms of there's anybody out there who are startup companies who can help us or assist us in the sense they want to hear a pitch, see or test our prototype, we'd be more than happy to work with them, of course. So there's a lot of different things going on. Who knows where it will bring us? But I think we're pretty ambitious. We know we've undertaken something that's big, but we're pretty excited about it. That's for sure.
This is really exciting. I was seeing Oludare smiling when Julie was talking. Please, let's hear a little bit from you as well. What you've learned so far on this journey, what you've been enjoying on this incredible adventure.
So whatever product you're going to develop, you always have to put the user first. You always have to come from the user first of all. There's no point in developing a product that the users are just going to use for, say, a short period and then they dump it away. So that is one major thing I've learned. Then I've also learned that a good team and teamwork is really key to anything you do. There's so many things I didn't really know about legal design. It's like Omololu just told me, I'm going to do a course and I think you should join in since you like legal tech and you want to be in that space. I'm like, okay, what is it about? And it's like legal design. I'm like, okay, I'm going to join. And I've never regretted ever doing that. I still have a whole lot to learn. And I'm thinking the more we get into this project, right now, it's a win-win for me, because if we get to win the competition, all the better. But I've learned so much, and I know that with so much work to be put into the tool we've developed, the solution we've developed, I'm sure we could start a company amongst ourselves already and do all this as a side gig. And I want to say thank you to my teammates and thank you to Legal Creative for all their help as well.
Well, thank you, Oludare, for being here and for putting the work. I think like what you have said is so true. It's about getting more experience, getting more knowledge, being hands-on. And this is an incredible experience you're having. I would be super curious to know, how do you get to actually divide the task between each other, get some work done? Do you have some miracles, secret you want to share? Because remote work is not easy when you're different countries, different time zones, everybody's working. What is one secret that you want to share in terms of team building and teamwork?
Julie and Jessica.
I think you need Jessica, who works on Miro and puts
Julie,
down all the information and
Jessica
the brainstorming, brain dropping information we have.
Engine room, Jessica.
And then there's another one who does the Zoom, who makes sure we have appointments. And then there's another one who's the tech savvies. I'm talking to the two guys here who build. So it's really, I don't know, it's the stars have aligned. We found a good team, people who are willing to work with different specificities, competencies. Sabine is in the legal AI world, and in Europe, so she has a different perspective. So we all work together. We're just delivering. That's what the end goal is, to deliver in this contest that we participated in. But it's true what Oludare said, it makes you think that actually the profession is evolving. You would have never thought that lawyers would be talking about designing, making it more accessible information to the clients or future clients. And I think we're on a different wave, and it's a future to go and look forward to.
Jessica, you want to add something after so many compliments? What is your secret then?
No, I think as Julie mentioned, I just think stars align in a way. Like we are all attorneys, but at the same time, we all have different backgrounds and different skills. And I think the group, like the different set of skills, have just kind of clicked together in a perfect way with this team. And yeah, and I just think, yeah, we've been working a lot on Miro. We've been trying to be very organized because we all have like full-time jobs or studies, and we had at some point, I think, 3 different time zones. So we needed to be like really organized about this. But yes, I think the good thing is like 2 things. The first one is that we discovered that even though we come from different countries, like we were all encountering the same challenges within our legal profession. The inspiration that we have to challenge and shape the future of law and the future of our legal professions as attorneys. But also, yes, like these different backgrounds are just kind of clicking together. All of our skills are clicking together. We all have something to add to the mix that makes it like a really amazing project and amazing team to work with. So I would just leave it to the group.
This is so great. This is so great. Fantastic. Sabine, would you like to share something about we haven't heard you as much. What is one insight or one little thing like you have learned, something you have learned that you would like to share with the audience? I think you unmute, Sabine. We don't hear you. I don't know why I don't hear you.
I think the most important that all the team like so much adventure. So it's a common point. Yeah.
Great, being adventurous. This is great.
Being able to take up the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. And also from the beginning, when we had our first meeting, we agreed on 3 things: that we're going to be transparent, open, and direct. And let's say that's been the recipe for what we've been doing so far, and it's been working. It's been working great. We're transparent, we're open, direct. When we can deliver questions, when we need help, and in that sense, we're almost able to work on it 24 hours of the day with the different time zones as well. And what's also been really nice is some of the sparring partners we've had in the challenge as well too. We've been sparring with This Is Legal Design from Germany, and had some nice meetings with their co-founders there, Lena and Alicia, as we continue to work on building and validating the tool we're working on. So yeah, keeping it fun as well too. There's always understanding and knowing that we can always build and improve what we're working on.
And so talking about help and teamwork, we would love to help you. So we'd love to see you succeed at this competition and beyond the competition as well. So is there anything specific that we can do to help you, whether it's the legal creatives community or whether it's, me as a professional individual or the community at large? What is your call to action? What is something we can do that will help you really move the needle and get to really accelerate your work, the work you need to do to really get to pitch and get to create something super awesome for the community? Julie?
Well, it's a good question. And I think that we are just putting things together. So eventually, I know that we're going to have a pitch, and we're going to be looking at doing this pitch within the community of legal creatives. So that your feedback will be very important, especially to let us know if you understand the message, who we're targeting, and if it's clear. We've got a lot of feedback from our users, but also for people who are not necessarily in the AI field. That would be really awesome. Eventually, I think with Omololu, we probably could get I don't know how we would formulate, but a social media link or something where people can write to us if they want to, maybe, and explore what we're presenting. So those are phases that we're currently going to be working on, but it's in the movement of making and deciding. So helping us specifically is maybe, I don't know, I let the rest of the team if they have a more specific answer. We're still working on all
you guys
that.
are still working a lot, but very soon you're going to have to do some user tests, having some great insights and feedbacks. And you can count on us and the community and Lego Creatives to get some users tests done. And whoever is watching live or watching the replay right here, right now, make sure to follow all those great peoples here. Omololu, Oludare, Jessica, Sabine, and Julie. Make sure to follow them on LinkedIn, to stay in contact with them, to be able to follow this journey, because this is a really, really exciting thing to have a tool to help AI startups comply with those regulations. And from what I understood, this tool is going to be cool to use. This is what I don't know. I kind of sense like there's going to be some cool user interface and features. So I really look forward to testing it as well and give you some feedback. And so I would like to encourage everybody who's in this community and beyond to stay in contact with each of the speakers. And I see here we have, I believe this is Sarah, who's saying you can count on her for anything you need. Here, will you have a similar project coming up soon, Omololu? I'm not sure what is similar project. Trying to see here on the live. I don't know, Omololu, if there's some similar, I don't know. Is this the thing you entirely dedicated right now? Or are you also building your consultancy? I think Sarah is referring to your consultancy.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, at the moment, this is where all the energy is, 110% energy here. But always looking and willing to help design and build something that will be useful in conducting and doing legal work. So whether it means coming up with a design or a personal challenge, whether it's from seeing what other organizations are doing, whether it be a hackathon or a design challenge. This is always something because we'll just learn by doing, and things will only get better the more we get people to use, try, and test what we're working on. And so don't let language be a barrier also too. As we mentioned, we're an international group. So we've got Spanish, we've got French, Dutch, English, Pidgin English. We've got it all, and we dabble with languages in between as well too. So always open and happy to have a coffee, to have a chat, show you what we're building, what we could use, or any suggestions that you have to make it a better tool.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sarah, for asking your questions on the live. This is so appreciated. I really enjoyed seeing you guys all together. It's kind of almost it was almost impossible. I mean, you made it, guys. It's really, 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 really surprised me on this one. It's so cool. I remember that day at the certification program when Omololu posted this call at the end of the last session. And I was like, well, let's see what happens. And then suddenly, like, hey, we won the first phase, and here we are building now something cool for AI and using legal design. I was like, what? This is so amazing. This is so amazing. Well, this is the power of community. And this is, I think this is, your story shows the power of, meeting like-minded professionals and being at the right place at the right time. And it's not just luck, it's because you've made this decision to start your journey. Some of you have started the journey even before But eventually you decided to come at this time, and you said, this is the right time for me. And now you decide to dig a little deeper and to get even more hands-on. And there's no better way to learn but to practice. It reminds me of a similar story. When I started Go Creatives in 2017, we had an invitation for the Web Summit, and it was the best experience ever. Building a tool for the Web Summit, pitching it there in Lisbon, having all sorts of feedbacks and insights. It was one of the most transformative journey of my life. And I think for you, it's going to be an awesome experience. It already is. I see Rodolfo says, such a great team. Thanks, Rodolfo, for being live. Sarah is saying she's really happy to help with anything you need. We also had some live attendees from Mexico. Here we have Potira joining live. Amazing team, congrats. And so the best thing to do now is to stay in contact with Omololu, Jessica, Julie, Oludare, and Sabine, and really get to connect with them for any question you have, whether it's about the legal design process or methodology, or it's about the tool. And make sure to take some initiatives and have some great conversations. I was super happy to see you today. It's almost time to go, but before, I would love to open the mic and the floor to each of you to share maybe one last thing on this live, whether it's about the community, the tool, the challenge, your experience, whatever you want to share. This is your opportunity to share. It could be something not related to this challenge. Whatever you want, let's give you an opportunity to share, and make sure to tell everybody where to connect with you as well, so we get to facilitate these conversations as well. Who wants to start this round before we go? Sabine, go ahead. You're here.
Well, thank you so much, Tessa, for Legal Creative, and thank you for Baker & McKenzie, because without without the certification and without Baker & McKenzie, we can build this team, this great team. So thank you.
Yeah, this is great. Oludare, some last words of wisdom.
When I say wisdom, I'll first start off by saying thank you to Legal Creative, thank you to Baker McKenzie, thank you to TILD. This is Legal Design, for the opportunity. Also, thank you to my team. There's so much to learn. I'm still going to be learning a lot, and I'm grateful that I have the Legal Creative community to support. I have a lot of educational work right now that I'm doing, so I've been really slow pedaling on my legal design work, but I'll get to do that. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. My profile is out there. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Oludare. This is great. Julie?
Well, you can reach me on the LinkedIn profile, Julie Boncompain, mediator and ombudsman. All I can leave you with is be bold. Jessica, Sabine, Omololu, Oludare, that's what we have been doing. We've just come out of our comfort zone and we have ideas. So be adventurous. Don't be afraid to take up a challenge, to put into application the legal creative skills that you learn, or methodology. I love having different angles and different perspectives, but I have to say that I think we have a great team, and who knows, maybe it becomes something bigger. Think big, be bold. That's what I say. You have nothing to lose but to learn. That's
it. This is great. Love this. Jessica, what about you?
Well, I think since we are participating in a challenge, I would like to challenge also other people who are live or who are just watching again this video. And my challenge to all of you, all of the attorneys out there, is bring law closer to the end user. Our challenge as professional as professional and as attorneys, it's to actually make law about the people. Like, law is the one that regulates the relationship within people, but for that we need to better assess how this law is how it's affecting the people. So we need to evolve as well. As the world is evolving, we need to evolve as well. So my challenge for you is be curious about legal design. Be bold, as Julie was saying, and really bring law closer to the people. Focus on the people. Focus on how law is affecting them and how they are understanding law. When you start doing this, you will see how your career and your professional path will change so much, and it will be so much easier for you. So be bold, incorporate legal design into your practice, and you will see how your life changes a lot for the better. And for my team, thank you so much. Thank you, Tessa, for giving us the opportunity to meet during your certification program.
Oh, this is so amazing. Oludare, I think we didn't hear you. You're gonna be the last one to share some wisdom here before we go.
I think Tessa, you called me Oludare, Omololu. Maybe.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
We both start with O's. But yeah, if I could share or say something, I think for me, I've always been a strong believer in it. But my team has really just reiterated and showed that the power of co-creation and what we've been able to build together as a team. Also, because I've been working in the legal tech space for some time, and in the law industry, a lot of times, or if it's looking to acquire or implement what the newest thing or what everyone else is doing, but failing to look back and think about the end user or use design thinking to see whether the tool you're looking to acquire, the tool you're looking to build bespoke within your organization, you need to think about the end user and use design thinking before going out to purchase a legal tech tool. And you'll find that if you are able to use this approach in buying a tech solution or designing a solution, you'll find that it'll be more useful, and you'll find that more people within your organization will begin to use and stick with using the tool that you have built. So thank you again to my wonderful team in this co-creating journey. Thank you to Baker McKenzie. This is Legal Design, Tessa, and the Legal Creatives community for this platform as well too. And look forward to meeting and speaking with everyone here, either on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can my LinkedIn details are here, and on Instagram or Twitter, I'm the Afro Technologist. Play on words there.
Yes, Sabine?
Just one word. I think that we are human-centric.
This is amazing. That's exactly the legal design spirit. Be bold, be adventurous, be curious, be open, experiment, try things, be creative, and don't be afraid to fail, because in fact, that's the only way you will get to succeed. So it's better to just try and see what kind of magic you can create. That was so amazing. I really enjoyed this live talk. Thank you again for being here. I look forward to your next step. You can count on me. You can count on us. And let's make it super amazing. Thank you once again for being live. To Omololu, Julie, Oludare, Sabine, Jessica. Thanks to all of the live attendees, the replay viewers. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues. Let's make this viral. Let's make this AI tool known. And let's make sure before it's known, it's going to be super great for users to actually really use it and love it. So thank you once again, everybody. And let's stay in touch.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity. Merci.